So she ran towards him, she started hitting him, and he folded up, but she wasn't hitting him hard, she was just hitting him hard enough so he could drop her phone. So he like, here, damn it, here. He gave her the phone. I go now, I leave. He was like, nah, I tell you what, we gonna break up, we gonna end this relationship, but I'll be nice enough to take you back to Pattaya and we don't even have to talk no more. What up, guys? This is one and only Travel Time with Paul. Good morning to you all. It's around 9 a.m. where I'm at right now. Feeling beautiful this morning, kind of a little cloudy, but I looked it up and noticed it wasn't gonna rain. So I decided to come out on the countryside and give you guys this grade A content. So, oh, and for the guys who's wondering what happened to the Colombian video, well, I took it down because they age restricted it and they demonetized it. Now, I think they age restricted and they demonetized it. They age restricted it because I kept dropping the F-bomb multiple times. And not to mention, I said the C word. The C word that was responsible for us having a pandemic not too long ago. Now I'm still new to YouTube, so I keep forgetting certain keywords you can't say, or they can take your video down, they can demonetize it, or they can flag it. So I will be uploading the video, I'll just be redoing it or whatever, and I'll make it a little bit more epic, because I owe you guys that. But this content that I'm about to do right now is really about to be epic. I mean, when I got the email 3 nights ago, I said, yeah, my subscribers and the guys who watch my videos, they're gonna love this one right here. So bear with me. Now, I would have named this one, Guys Don't Bring Your Heart to Pattaya, but I decided to give it its own name. Narcissist Thai woman steals his heart and soul and won't give it back. So, oh, and this guy wants to remain anonymous also because he's currently in Pattaya or whatever. So he's been going to Thailand, I want to say since 2013, 2014. So we're going to talk about what led up to him going to Thailand. And Thailand is not the first country he visited. He visited the Philippines and he went to Vietnam also. Thailand is one of the ones that he fell in love with, and Thailand was one of his first love, was the first place he ever fell in love with a woman or whatever. So we gonna get into all that, but I digress. Now, oh, and I wanna say, I asked him why Pattaya or whatever. Well, he said he's an older fella, he's knocking on 50 right now. He spent all his life trying to get in a normal relationship, whether we talking America and the other countries that I mentioned that he visited, and he decided he was very unsuccessful in regular relationships, so he decided that pay for play would be the route from him. He let's just say he's gonna die doing pay for play, whether we talking short time or long time, because regular relationships didn't work out well for him or whatever. And he said pay for play is better from him. At least he could pretend, at least he could get the relationship experience in a place like Thailand, whether we talking short time or long time or whatever. Like I keep telling you guys, treat Thailand like it's Walt Disney World. If you go to Walt Disney World, you get on the roller coaster and you ride it for a short period of time, then you get off it. You don't take the roller coaster home and treat it like a Corvette, like an everyday car or whatever. You get on it, you ride it, and then it's somebody else's turn. Well, that's how you treat the women in a place like Pattaya, Thailand. You get on that ride, have your fun, then you let the next person enjoy their time on the roller, whether we talking a roller coaster, the Superman ride, or the merry-go-round. That's how you treat women in Pattaya. And yes, you got a lot of guys saying, they all ain't like that. It was the ones, you was me. Well, brother, whether they working at Pizza Hut, Domino's, don't matter where they working at, they could be working at the mall. Most likely, they're part of their lifestyle. Cause I never told you guys before, but I remember my second week in Thailand, I got on this site called Thai Friendly, and I learned real fast that it ain't none but freelancers on that site or whatever. Majority of them are. So, and they will respond back to you quicker than they would on Tinder and Bumble. I messaged this beautiful Thai woman. She had on her massage clothes. She had on a white shirt with the red pants or whatever. She hit me back and we was having a great conversation going back and forth. Then she said, I would like to come stay the night with you, but it's gonna cost you. I'm like, cost me? Damn, but don't you already have a job? Cause I'm still new to their coaching. She said, well, you in Pattaya, baby, what do you expect? Everybody here is charged, no matter if they have a regular job or not. They could be a bartender. If you want them to come over and you want to have a little fun, you have to pay. So I'm like, shit, hell, if I'm gonna do all that, I might as well just go ahead on and go out and meet women in person. That's why I don't do dating sites no matter where I'm at. I can be in Jupiter, I can be in Venus. I ain't doing no dating site. If I can't cold approach or go off choose the signal in person, then I might as well don't even visit the country. I can stay here for all that. Then if I want to do pay for play so damn bad, it'll be cheaper to just do it in the United States. Cause you gotta think, you paying $1,500 to $2,000, depends on what part of the America you flying from, to Southeast Asia, just to go pay to sleep with a damn woman. So when you get through sleeping with her, you don't spend damn near $5,000, cause you don't pay $2,000 for the ticket, a round-way ticket. Then you gotta get a place to stay or whatever. Then, if you like this guy that we about to talk about in the video, you got one staying the night with you every night. That's close to damn near $100 a night. Cause you gotta think, they charge you 2,000 to 3,000 bahts a night for them to come stay the night with you. If I'm not mistaken, 3,000 bahts is around $90 right now. You might as well just round it up to $100. So if you get through, if you sleeping with a freelancer every night, then you sit down and you think logic, if you might as well just went to your local trap spot. Let's say if you in Memphis, Tennessee, you could go down to Lamar where the truck stops at, and hell, you would come out cheaper. Messing with the women there, then I know you guys gonna say, well, they gonna cook it clean. They freelancer, but they gonna cook it clean. They gonna give you the wifey experience. Why the hell I gotta pay all that money just to fly over there to experience that? Hell, I'm better off just staying in the damn Matrix and not even dealing with a woman at all, by that logic. But let's get into the topic of the video. So we got this guy, he's a native of Jackson, Mississippi. Now this was during the time when the country was covering from the housing market crash and the bad economy from 2008 or whatever. This was in 2011. He just graduated Jackson State or whatever. I forgot what he said. He went to school and studied for it at Jackson State. But let's just say he got a bachelor's in whatever he was taking up, and he never got a job doing with it, whatever he went to school for, went to college for, which tend to be the case for most places nowadays with them degrees, whether we talking a bachelor's or a master's degree. He got out of school and he couldn't find a job in Jackson, Mississippi. Now everywhere else was starting to recover from the bad economy, but Jackson, Mississippi didn't quite recover as well. So Jackson, Mississippi didn't quite recover from a bad economy. So his auntie suggested that he go to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which had a great economy at the time. They still do, if I'm not mistaken right now. She decided, cause they had a lot of jobs, whether we talking blue collar or white collar, and he still wasn't gonna find whatever he went to school for. If I'm not mistaken, he went to school for African-American studies or something like that, which I don't know why you spend all that money on a degree, but let me not get off the topic. So he ended up moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area right after the Dallas Mavericks beat the Miami Heat Sags in the finals. He moved there shortly after. He gets a job in West Plano, working in one of the call centers or whatever. The job was paying him pretty well. Want to say he was making close to $1,000 a week. At this time, living in the Dallas area, that was decent money because you still was able to get a nice apartment during this time in 2011 and 2012. You still could get a 2-bedroom for, I want to say, $900 to $1,000 a month. Hell, sometimes $800. Especially if you went to the Louisville area, you could get you a nice 2-bedroom for $900 a month or whatever, which is not that far from Plano if you take the President George Bush Turnpike, the toll road. So he ends up getting a job at a call center. And he noticed his dating life wasn't all that great in Dallas after being there for a few weeks, because the way Dallas is designed, it's hard to have a real social life in the DFW. So if you want to meet and greet people, you almost got to go like to a nightclub, a special event, or to the different bars or whatever. Get over there, boy, get over there. To the different bars or whatever on Lower Greenville or Deep Ellum. So he wasn't a clubbing type, and he didn't really like to go to bars. He was very antisocial, whatever. He was an introvert, but he learned living in Dallas, he had to get out of being an introvert. So he asked a few of his co-workers what would be the best place to go to meet women. Some suggested to go to like the strip clubs, Ecstasy or Onyx, and he wasn't into that type of lifestyle or whatever. He wanted a normal working class woman or whatever. So one of the black women there from Omaha, Nebraska, she suggested that he go to a place in Addison, Texas called Buttons. Buttons is now closed down, but it was a nice happy hour spot where they played jazz, and they played like they did, if I'm not mistaken, they did spoken word poetry there from time to time too. And they had good food and good drinks. And she was telling him the best time to go there is during happy hours, because the good, successful black women, they go there when they get out of work. They go there around 4 and 5 p.m. They have a few drinks. When the drinks are half off during happy hours, and he can meet a lot of the normal women there. But then after that, you got a lot of the so-called gold diggers, or the women that don't really mean you nothing good. They goes to the spot later on that night or whatever before they hit up clubs like Stone Trails, the nearby clubs that's off Beltline that's in Addison. So he goes to this place and he ends up liking it. There was a lot of beautiful black women there, gorgeous, from all walks of life. They were from New York, Detroit, Omaha, Nebraska, Philadelphia, ATL, etc. Whatever. You even had a few from Houston. There wasn't really too many from the Dallas area that was at this spot. So he goes to the bar and he asks the waitress for a red wine or whatever. And he barely sips on the wine because he really didn't do much drinking. A beautiful brown-skinned black woman approached him. They hit it off or whatever. Until she asked him, what is it he do for a living? He said he worked at a call center. Well, she was kind of slightly turned off because she was looking for a white-collar brother or a brother that was an entrepreneur. They had their own business, driving the Lamborghinis, the Wraiths, and Bentleys, and all the good cars they were driving at the time in Dallas. Where he was driving a Hyundai, he was driving a 2005 Hyundai or whatever that was paid for. So he wasn't the type that felt like he needed to go get a nice car to impress a woman or to get women attention. But Dallas changed his whole mentality, because Dallas is one of them places where you got 30 and 40s and 30,000 there that like to keep up with the Joneses. They making 30 and 40,000 a year, but if you see the car they driving in the house they living in, you would think they was making $800,000 a year or better. So little did he know, he was in one of the most gold digging cities in America, whatever, which is known as Dallas, Texas. They want to be down South Hollywood or whatever. So she asked him what kind of car he drive. He told her a Hyundai. Well, before she wrote him off and told him she wasn't interested in talking to him, she said, if you're gonna live here and you wanna talk to the good quality women here, you're gonna have to go get you a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz or at least a Lexus. So as she walked off, she ended the conversation. She moved on and she went to go talk to another guy who was dressed sharp with his pinstripe suit on and his pinstripe tie or whatever. She went to go talk to the next guy, what he stated. His ego is now shot to the curb or whatever. So he didn't have the courage to talk to another woman in the bar or whatever, because she killed his whole vibe and the idea of him wanting to approach another woman or whatever, because he figured, hell, if she telling me all this and she's a 7 or 8 at best, what's the next woman gonna tell me or whatever? So he drank the rest of this drink and he left the bar or whatever. And for a while, he would go to work and just come home. Then he decided to go back to Buttons. He went to Buttons and he didn't have a lot of success. A woman didn't even approach him this time, because let's just say they didn't look at him as that attractive. Now in Dallas, you don't really have to be attractive. As long as you look like you got some money and you doing well for yourself, you could get the women there. Let's take Austin Holliman, for example. He's from Dallas, Texas. Y'all heard his story was the reason he got his passport. So if this guy didn't look like Austin Holliman, just imagine the hard time he was having. So yeah, he goes back to the bar, and remember, he's socially awkward. He don't really do a lot of cold approaching. He's one of them guys that likes, this guy that we're talking about, he likes to wait for the women to approach him. So he got tired of doing a lot of window shopping as he went to the bar. So he decided to start doing approaching. And a lot of the women would ask him, they would hit him with the second or third question would be, what is it you do for a living? And he told them the truth. He worked at a call center. Well, in most cases, the conversation didn't go any further than that. They just simply act like he didn't even exist and pretend like he wasn't even standing there after he told them what he did for a living or whatever. Cause they were looking for a guy that had money long as walking street. So he got tired of going to Buttons and got tired of the women playing him to the left. So he decided to go to the nice spot around the corner from Buttons, which is called Stone Trails. I don't even know if they still open or not, but they was open and it was the spot to go to meet beautiful black women. I'm saying some of the best looking black women that Dallas had to offer at the time. So he went to Stone Trails or whatever. And he had a little success in Stone Trails. He was meeting 6s and 7s or whatnot. He'll take them, go back to their place, because they didn't live that far from Stone Trail. They lived in the Addison area, or if they didn't live in Addison, they lived in Carrollton, Texas or whatever. So he would go to their spot and they would have they would get intimate or whatnot. But he noticed after a while, he didn't hear back from them anymore. They'll either not answer his calls or they'll take hours or days to respond back to a text. So he just kind of gave up for a while on the dating scene in Dallas. So what he would do, he would just go to work, go home, and he said he would sit in a dark room with the TV off, watching adult films, just making love to himself or whatever. Because he said, well, if I can't enjoy the company of a feminine woman being in my presence, I might as well just watch adult films all day long and masturbate myself off until I go to sleep, and it's time for me to go to work the next morning, is what he stated on the email. So after months of doing that, he got tired of doing that shit. So he ended up getting another job. He quit the call center job, and he ended up getting a job in Mansfield, Texas or whatever, working in HR. Well, he ended up meeting a beautiful Mexican and black woman that was working in HR from El Paso, Texas. They hit it off just fine. The relationship was going great. He wanted to be a good guy. He didn't want to sleep with her on the first night, but she was down to sleep with him the first night, but he just wasn't down to do it because he thought she was gonna be in for the long ride. Well, and before I get to that, I skipped a part. Before he left the call center, he ended up going into debt, and he got a Mercedes-Benz, a S-Class 550, a brand new one, the one that just came out that year. And he thought if he got this car, his dating life would get a little bit better, which it did, but it didn't get as good as he thought. He attracted gold diggers. He attracted the women that looked at him as an ATM in Dallas or whatever. I'll give y'all a good example. He went to this mall called the Parks at Arlington, if I'm not mistaken. It was right before Christmas Eve. He met a beautiful Cajun woman from Beaumont, Texas or whatever. She was originally from Beaumont, but they moved to the south side of Fort Worth. Walked by and he said she was so damn pretty, but she was petite. He had to cold approach her. Now remember, he usually don't cold approach a lot of women, but this one he did. And they hit it off. So he got her number. First day he called her, he was like, hey, how you doing? This is such and such. She got quiet for a moment. She had a little attitude. She was like, let me call you back. She hung up on him. He didn't hear back from her, but he didn't give up talking to her, so he called her back the next day. And that's when they hit it off, but he didn't like the way the conversation was going. She was always talking about fashion fair and different brands of makeup, things he couldn't relate to. So he would dead the conversation. So one day he got enough balls or whatever to hit her up, and he wanted to hang out with her. Now, he was still living in Plano area, and she was living in Fort Worth. So that was more than an hour drive without traffic to get to where she was living at. So he decided he wanted to take her out on a date, and they arranged a date or whatever. So he made this hour plus ride all the way to Fort Worth, and he picked her up. They went out on their first date, and it was a successful date. Then they decided they was gonna meet the next day because everything went great the first day. Where he went all the way back home, and the next day he got off work and he went back and he met her again, took her out. Well, he decided he didn't want to make that long ride all the way to Fort Worth. All the way back to his house from Fort Worth. So after the day, he decided to get a cheap hotel, not real cheap, but like a Holiday Inn, something on that level. He took it there and he knocked her socks off or whatever. They had a good intimate relationship for the night, nevertheless. So Valentine's come around and whatever, and she figured because he was driving a Mercedes-Benz, he just had long money like that. Well, little did she know, he was only averaging around $900 to $1,000 a week after taxes. So they arranged a date. He said he was gonna surprise her where he wanted to take her for Valentine's or whatever. So she said, cool. So he get dressed up, he go get a cheap suit, and she get dressed up. She buys a dress from the Macy's or whatnot. He gets a hotel on her side of town, downtown Fort Worth, whatever. She wanted him to get one at the Omni Hotel, downtown Dallas, right off I-30, the one that lights up or whatnot. But his money wasn't that long, so he decided to get one in her neck of the wood, downtown or whatever. Now, she told him what she wanted for Valentine's as a gift. She said she wanted she had Speedy 35 Louis Vuitton bag, which is one of them handbags they used to have on Basketball Wives LA or whatever. Now, mind you guys, this woman didn't even have a car, but she wanted a Speedy 35 Louis Vuitton bag, and she told him she wanted an iPad, and she wanted, I think, what you call that damn, the new iPad that had just came out at that time. She wanted a Speedy 35, and she said, get over here, boy, get over here. And she said she was gonna get him some jeans and some shoes for Valentine. So he thinking, okay. He didn't know how much the real Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all that good stuff, he didn't know how much that stuff really cost. So he goes to the Galleria Mall, goes to the Louis Vuitton store. The first thing he noticed, that Styles was following him all over the store. It was black Styles, as he mentioned. There was a bald-headed guy with glasses on, looking him up and down like, Nick, bro, we know you can't afford a damn thing up in here. which they was right. They read them well. So he goes to the store or whatever, and he asked them, do they sell the Speedy 35 Louis Vuitton handbag? They said, yeah, it's over there with a smirk. He looked at the price. I think the bag was $4,800. His eyes got as big as 250-cent pieces. He like, what the hell? So he got on up out of there. And he called her once he stepped up out of the store. He said, hey, do you have any idea how much that Louis Vuitton bag gonna cost me? She said, nah, around 3,000 or 4,000. He thinking like, it's guys out there that don't even buy their husband. I mean, it's guys out there that don't even buy their wives, or women, they really love bags like that. Why would I buy you a bag like that? We just met less than a month ago. So they had an argument, and they went back and forth about 10 minutes about the bag. So she said, don't call me no more. Do not contact me no more. I'm done. You just a broke lame. She hung up on him and she blocked him. Well, he didn't hear from her again. So he ended up meeting this half Mexican and black woman working at his job in AR in Mansfield. They hit it off. Then after having an intimate relationship twice, he didn't hear back from him no more. She just stopped returning his calls and she just stopped dealing with him. So he decided, fuck it, I'm gonna get my passport. And this was way before this passport trend started. He decided he was gonna get his passport and he wanted to go to Mexico City or whatever, because he had a big thing for Mexican women, but the Mexican women wouldn't give him the time of the day in the DFW area. So instead of going to Mexico, once he got his passport, he decided to change his mind. The first country he goes to is Vietnam. Well, he didn't have a lot of success over there because he didn't speak the language. And I guess they wasn't feeling him or whatnot, because he kind of was like on the heavy set side, dark skin with a afro like Fat Albert or whatever. So he decided to go to the so-called red light district that they got in Vietnam, because that was his last resort. He didn't want to leave empty-handed. He wanted to have some stories to tell his homeboys. So he left Vietnam and he goes to, I want to say that next, he went to the Philippines or Cambodia, if I'm not mistaken. And he met a guy from Switzerland in there, and the guy suggested that he go to Thailand. Thailand would be a better fit for him. Now, never did anybody tell him go to Thailand. He didn't even know what it was like in Thailand, but he decided the guy told him why he would like Thailand, but Pattaya to be exact, and he probably would like Bangkok, because Bangkok got the red light districts also. But the guy would tell him he wasn't really into the red light thing. He was looking for a wife because he's getting a little older, and at this time he was almost 40. So he didn't even have children. So he was ready to settle down, and he wanted a wife. He didn't want to settle down with a woman that was working in the red light district. So the guy suggested that he go to Thailand because they speak a little English over there. And he also told him to go to the Philippines too, because they speak even more English over there. Well, he goes to the Philippines, and as he stated, he didn't have a lot of success. A lot of women approached him. They ain't necessarily approached him, they spoke to him, giving him the green light to approach them. And come to find out, they was freelancers. So he went ahead and had his little fun with them, paid them off, and he figured, well, I'm gonna go ahead on to go to Thailand. Maybe things will get a little bit better for me once I go there versus being in the Philippines and the last two Asian countries I just went to. So he goes to Thailand or whatever. He goes to Bangkok, and he really didn't have that much success in Bangkok. He went to a few night spots or whatever, but the night spots he went to wasn't nothing but a bunch of freelancers. So he said, fuck it, why not? I might as well spend a little money. Hell, I'm only gonna come here once, because after tomorrow I'm leaving here and I'm going to Pattaya, where I know things will get a little bit better for me. Well, if he had did his own research, he would have known the damn near majority of Pattaya is a red light district. It's worse off where you was at in Bangkok. So he leaves Bangkok and he goes to Pattaya. And the first thing he noticed is the women, they was showing a little bit more flesh than what he was used to seeing in Bangkok or whatever, which should have been a red flag. So he gets him a condo, and cause at this time I don't think Airbnb was real big in Thailand at this time. This was back in like 2012, 2013. So he gets a condo. He books a condo for 90 days or whatever. Goes to one of the agencies on site and he gets a condo. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was only paying 11 or 12,000 bahts per month at this time, because things was a little bit more cheaper during this time than they are now in Pattaya. So he gets a condo not that far from Beach Road. And the first thing he noticed, at a certain time, there was a lot of women hanging around Beach Road or whatever. But he wasn't foolish enough to think they was regular women. He had enough sense to know that they was freelancers. So a lot of them, they holler at him, chocolate man, and he dismissed him. He speaks, he smiles, he waves at him, but he keeps it moving because that wasn't what he was looking for. So he walks around on a different soy or whatever. And this one particular woman, she was dressed up like a nurse or whatever, my bad. She had on this blue and white outfit. She caught his attention. She was at one of the street food vendors buying food. She was brown skinned, probably weighed at least 50 kilos. That's what they call it in Thailand. She was around 50 kilos or whatnot. And she stood out like a damn bottle of wine from a 1942 Valentine's, whatever. He approached her. Luckily, she spoke a little English or whatever. Her English on a 1 to 10, as he stated, was like a 6. So it was good enough where they could communicate with each other. So they get to talking, and he get her contact information or whatnot, or whatever. I don't know how they was contacting at this time, because I don't think WhatsApp was around during this time. So he get her contact information, and then they hit it off fast. The first day he took her out to eat or whatever to some Thai spot. Then he brings her back, and he digs her down like he just got out of doing 30 years of San Quentin or whatever. So one day they was laying down, he was holding her in his arms or whatever, and they talking, and she hit him. She dropped a bomb on him. I love you. I don't ever want to leave you, is what she told him. Him being the square, he believed it, because he knew to Thailand. And even going to the other Asian countries, a woman ain't never told him that he loved him. It was strictly business. Well, little did he know this was strictly business too. Problem was, she was playing a long game, and she had it figured out. She saw he had a decent amount of money or whatever, saved or whatever, because he told all his business what he had back home, showing pictures of his Mercedes Benzes and all that, like that was gonna impress her. Well, it must impress her to the point where she was able to tell him after they got through doing they intimate thing or whatever, that she loved him. So this man hard got to pounding 100 miles an hour or whatever, and he was sold. So she said she loved him, and this when he told her, anything that I could do for you, let me know. I'll do anything you need. I'll give you anything you need or whatever, because the cost of living was way cheaper at this time than it is now. So he should have never told her that. Remember, most Thai women that's in that adult industry, they opportunists. Any chance they get, they can squeeze money out of you. They'll squeeze as much as they can out of you. There ain't no limit. But he basically gave her the green light, let her know, no matter how much you need or want, I got you. He didn't put a cap or a limit to it. In other words, that's when she hit him with it. I'm about to lose custody of my son or whatever to my ex-Thai husband. Can you give me 30,000 baht or whatever? Without even blinking and without thinking twice, he gave it to her the next day, of course. He gave her the 30,000 baht. Then it's like, as he stated, she like, well, damn, if I could get 30,000 baht up out of him, can I get 40,000 the next time? So, and for the record, he found out she didn't even have kids. So, they sitting around, they watching TV or whatever. She massaging him, cooked a good meal for him or whatever. Then she hit him later on that night. I need 40,000 baht or whatever. I want to go see my moms in the province. That's when he asked her, why you need so much to go see your moms? It doesn't cost that much to go get a bus ticket. How about we go together? She said, no, I'm not ready for you to meet them yet, but I need 40,000 baht. Well, let's just say he didn't give it to her. He gave her 20,000 baht instead. So she didn't want to take the 20,000 baht. She started a fight with him. She started arguing with him. I love you. You don't love me. Look how you treat me. I asked for 40,000. You only give me 20,000. You don't care about me. If you really love me, a real man would give me what I asked for. You don't love me. I want to go see my mom. She's suffering really bad. If you really love me, you would just give me the 40,000 baht. That's when he said, I'm not going to let you guilt trip me. Yes, I love you. I do love you. I give you money. I give you everything you asked for. I just bought you a gold bracelet not too long ago, which cost me 9,000 baht. What else do you want? You are becoming a liability at this point, as he stated to her. So she started crying, and she went in the other room and she started crying loud where he could hear it. So he sat there for a few minutes watching TV, and he tried to ignore her, but eventually he gave in and he walked in and he said, fine, take this 20,000 baht, and at the end of the week, I'll give you the other half or whatever. He was able to calm her down, and then she took her clothes off, gave him the best effing of his life or whatever, because she knew she had that other 20,000 baht coming. Well, Friday comes, he gave her the 20,000 baht, the other half. Let's just say later on, he found out she didn't go see her moms. She went to go see another African-American guy she was messing with from the Bay Area or whatever, that was living in Phuket. not the province, but that was living all the way in Phuket. She went to go see him. And you probably wondering, how did he know this? Well, he was able to go through her phone and he saw the text messages. So, make a long story short, when she got back from supposedly seeing her mom, he wanted to treat her. He wanted to take her to Hoi Hin. So he takes her to Hoi Hin and whatever, which is like another resort with nice, beautiful beaches. They go to Hoi Hin, and as they sit on the beach, he don't know if the guy was African or African American. Dark-skinned guy passed by a buff with a six-pack with his shirt off. All the women, not just her, every woman, including the Russian women, they broke their neck. They was looking at this guy like they broke their neck like they was looking at a Ferrari California with a candy apple red paint job passed by. And they was like, ooh, including her. She broke her neck and she was looking. Her eyes got as big as 2 lemon lines. And he asked her, why are you looking at him like that? I'm not enough man for you. I'm sitting right here by you. I'm not looking at him. I have a boyfriend. You my boyfriend. Me not looking. And he thinking to himself like, damn, but I just saw with my own eyes you was looking at this guy. So she watches the guy that had the six-pack and that was buff. She watches his every move. He ended up going to like one of the restrooms nearby or whatever at one of the hotels. She told her boyfriend, which him, she would be back. She goes to the same location where this buff guy was at. And he's sitting on the beach wondering what the hell taking her so long. It don't take that long. I know her by now. It don't never take that long for her to go use the toilet. So as he getting up to walk the direction where the bathroom was located, he sees her coming out first, and he sees the other guy coming out right behind her or whatever, and the other guy was kind of blushing. Well, make a long story short, they end up exchanging information, her and the buff guy. And when he looked through her phone, that's how he found out she didn't go see her mom's, and she went to Phuket and went to go see another black guy instead. So he asked her, well, why the hell because they was, where him and her was sitting, there was another bathroom not that far from him. So he asked her, why you didn't just go to the bathroom nearby? Why you go to the one that this guy's at? She ignored him and she kept walking. Then he was like, I'm talking to you. Don't talk to me right now. I'm mad at you. Mad at me for what? You insecure. You don't trust me. I told you I love you. I don't have to explain nothing to you. Well, she gave him the silent treatment the rest of their little time sitting on the beach. Then they decided to go to the restaurants nearby. He had her fish and she had one of them big old pieces of fried fish or whatever. So he told her, I'm ready to go back to the hotel. Matter of fact, tomorrow, because they booked up a week or whatever, but this was only their second or third day being in Hoi Hin. He said, matter of fact, tomorrow I'm ready to go back to Pattaya. I don't want to be here no more. It's up to you, is what she told him. So they get through eating and they go back to the hotel. Then he asked her, now why did you go to that bathroom where that guy was located and you didn't go to the one that was right by us? She didn't answer him at first. So he said, I need to see your phone. She still didn't pay him no attention. So he walked up, got her phone out the dresser, and he tried to go through it, but it was locked. He said, can you unlock your phone? No, if you don't trust me, I leave now. Fuck this, I can't take this no more, is what she told him. So he said, if you don't have anything to hide, why I just can't look through your phone? Can you open up your phone, please? No, I won't do it. Give me my phone, give it. They got the wrestling over her phone or whatever, and he squeezed her wrist real hard, and she ran to the bed and fell on it and started crying. He told her, I didn't squeeze your wrist that damn hard. She started crying. She said, I want to go back. I want to go back. You crazy, man. You crazy, man. I want to go back to Pattaya. Well, she was making an excuse because she knew she had a whole lot of dirt and a lot of other guys she was dealing with. She just didn't want him to see that phone, so she was trying to deflect from him looking through the phone, finding out the truth, that she had been playing him the whole time. So she figured, well, if I go back to Pattaya and he so-called abused me, he don't get to look at my phone, and I sucker him for all this money, and he'll never know the truth of who I really am, is how she was feeling. But fortunate for him, he didn't buy it. He said, I'm not trying to hear that. Let me see your phone. I've been taking care of you all this damn time. I got a right to see what's in your phone. Now, a lot of guys probably gonna say in the comment section that that's insecure. You shouldn't be looking through a woman's phone. Well, I'm gonna tell you, in most cases like that, that's part of vetting a woman. Maybe had he looked in it ahead of time, it would have saved him a lot of damn money or whatever and a lot of headaches. Because he had a gut feeling the whole time something wasn't right, and he was right all along. So finally, he said, what do I got to do to see your phone? She went answer to him. She kept crying. So he sat down, he thought about it for 10 minutes or whatnot. Then he thought, well, damn, maybe if I pay her enough money, she'll let me look through her phone or whatever. So he decided to sweet talk her. He said, hey, I'll give you 10,000 baht or whatever if you let me look through your phone. She still wouldn't let him look through the phone. She didn't even want to take the money. So finally, I don't know how he was able to get her to do it or whatever, but he said, I want to look through your phone. Finally, she said, here, take the effing phone, get it. He took the phone. She sat next to him in case he was gonna run across something he didn't need to see. But instead, he played it smart. He ran to the bathroom and she started cussing. She started yelling at him. Then she started speaking Thai. He locked the door. When I tell you, he stated, when he looked through this phone, one of the first things he saw was he saw the message of one of the guys that she was seeing in Phuket. In the message, the message stated, I now have enough money to come see you or whatever. The guy that I'm with right now, he doesn't know that we're talking. Now, what he read in the phone, she had been talking to this guy way before he got with her. This was just a guy she'll go see from time to time and they'll have an intimate relationship. Now, I don't even think she was charging this black guy in Phuket, but she was charging him because she didn't really like him. So in order to be with him, he had to compensate her for her time or whatever, but she wasn't charging the other black guy. And he read the message that she was having with this black guy in Phuket. Then that's when he came across the number she had just got from the guy in Hoi Hin or whatever. He saw that number. Then he saw a bunch of more messages. He saw a heart emoji. He looked for in her phone. He saw a heart emoji from a white guy, and he saw a couple of more emojis from looked like a couple of Middle Eastern guys and an Indian guy. He opened up that damn door and he let her have. He started yelling, "MF, what the hell is this?" He stated. She got quiet. She went from being aggressive towards him because he had her phone to bagging off from him. "Crazy man, don't come near me. Give me my phone. I leave now. Crazy man, give me my phone." And he was like, "What is this? You played me. You been seeing these other guys all the time. I thought you were going to see your mom. I didn't see a message or you even talking to your mom. You talking to another guy?" Because how he know the guy was black, that was in Phuket. They had been exchanging pictures. She sent naked pictures of her to him, and he sent deep pictures to himself or her or whatever. Then she even sent a picture of her getting digged down by another guy to the black guy, whatever, in Phuket. Now, I guess the black guy in Phuket didn't give a damn because it wasn't his girlfriend. He was just having fun with her. So when he looked through her phone and he discovered all these different videos and pictures, she was like, "Crazy man, give me my phone." Then he was like, "No, I'm not giving you shit. You played me." And she started saying, "Aye." So she ran towards him. She started hitting him and he folded up, but she wasn't hitting him hard. She was just hitting him hard enough so he could drop her phone. So he was like, "Here, damn it, here." He gave her the phone. "I go now, I leave." He was like, "Nah, I tell you what, we gonna break up. We gonna end this relationship, but I'll be nice enough to take you back to Pattaya and we don't even have to talk no more." So she didn't say nothing for him for the rest of the time. They ended up not even staying another night there. They left that same night or whatever. They get back to Pattaya. He told her, "I want you to get all your damn stuff and get up out of my place. I don't want to hear from you no more. I ought to make you pay me back for all the money I've been spending on you." So she got quiet. She got to packing all her stuff up and she left the condo. Long story short, he said he never recovered from that. He never trusted another Thai woman ever after this again or whatever. And not only that, he said he loved her so much despite seeing all the pictures and videos in her phone. He called her line later on that night. Surprised that she answered the phone. He called her the next day. She answered the phone. He asked her, "Are you okay? Is everything good? How you doing?" She said, "Me fine. I'm at work right now." He told her, "When you get out of work, I want to see you." She asked him, she told him, "I don't think I want to come around you. You crazy man." So he was able to convince her to come back around. She went back to the place and they end up talking it out. Then surprisingly, this fool got back in a relationship with her after finding out all this shit. He saw her phone. Cause he said that, but JJ was so doggone good, he couldn't resist. And he liked the way she used to touch him. And her food was hella good. He said her Thai food tasted better than the food they was going to get at the local restaurants. So they ended up having an intimate section or whatever. And she told him, he told her, "I don't want you to see anybody else. I want you to delete everybody that you talk to right now." She said, "No, they my friends. I've been knowing them before you, long time." Then she said, "If you want me to stay here, I need at least 8,000 baht per week." He said, "Deal." But the guy in Phuket went start blowing her phone up. Cause what had happened once she had left his place, she was planning on going to Phuket and she was gonna stay with the black guy in Phuket or whatever. So she wasn't answering the guy in Phuket phone. So finally, they went to sleep. her phone ring. He picks her phone up. It's the guy from Phuket. He answered. He was like, hey, bro, what the hell do you want? Why you keep calling my woman phone? The guy from Phuket was like, yo, woman. He started laughing. He was like, man, I've been putting dick all down throughout that woman or whatever. And you taking her serious? Really? Dude was like, damn real. She care for me. She cook for me. She do everything that I ask for. No woman back home has ever done that for me. He said, look, bro. The guy from Phuket was like, look, bro, I'm going to tell you like this, fam. Bruh, hey, you need to get out while you ahead. I've been digging her down for like 7 or 8 months. And not to mention, shorty, she's a scammer. She's a well-known scammer or whatever. I just be having fun with her. Whenever she come to Phuket, I don't never even spend money with her. She takes me out to eat. She just bought me a pair of J's not too long ago when we was in Bangkok, is what the guy from Phuket said. The guy that's supposed to be her boyfriend got quiet, and he said a tear dropped down his eye. He sitting there thinking like, wait a minute. So I'm thinking this woman really loves me, and in order for me to be with her, I got to spend all this damn money on her. Oh, hell no. Fuck this. I can't take it no more. I'm kicking her out. So he was like, bruh, I appreciate you telling me this, but could you quit calling her phone? He was like, hey, man, it's just your turn. If I was you, I wouldn't even take her serious. Have a little fun with her and don't hang out with her no more. You in Pattaya, bro. Why you trying to settle down with one woman? How long have you been here? That guy from Jackson, Mississippi said, I've been here less than a month. He was like, well, why don't you like leave her alone and just do pay for play? Pattaya's for short time and long time only, man. You don't take a woman there serious at all, is what the guy from Phuket said. He was like, all right, bro, appreciate that. He hung up. He yelled at the Thai woman. She was asleep. Wake up, bitch, is what he told her. She woke up. She started looking kind of lost. She was confused, like, what the hell going on with him? Then he told her, I just got to talk to your other boyfriend in Phuket. I want you out of my house. She didn't even put up a fight with him. She just simply got her stuff without thinking. And the food she had cooked for him earlier, she packed her stuff, she put it by the door. Then she went in the refrigerator and got the food she cooked for him. He asked her, what is you doing with the food? She threw it all away. She threw it in the kitchen garbage can or whatever. Then she threw the plate in the sink or whatnot, and she simply just got her bags and she left. Then he yelled down the hallway, you ain't shit. You just another regular ass bitch or whatever. I knew I shouldn't have took you serious. And she kept walking, got her stuff, got to the elevator and she left. And after that, he said he never took a woman serious in Pattaya ever again. All he do is short time most of the time. And on occasion, he'll do long time or whatever, meaning if he need a woman to go like travel to a different Thai city or go to like Garland Island or something with him, he'll pay him. If they go on a weekend with him, he'll pay him like 6,000-7,000 bahts. Then once he get back to Pattaya, he kicks him to the curb and move on to the next lady or whatever. And he said the only time he's had a serious relationship with a woman in Thailand is a woman he met in Bangkok or whatever, which had her own job, but he eventually had to kick her to the curb because she never had enough time to spend with him because she was always working. Now that'll be the end of that story. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be bringing y'all some more content over the weekend or whatever. I will be redoing a Colombian video, so be on the lookout for that. And until next time, I'm out. One.